Every year at this time, I feel inspired to make a Halloween video. Now, I know there's some of you who feel this is the devil's holiday, that little children will be attacked by the evil power that is Satan and become possessed, while they're dressed as Tinkerbell, or Peter Pan, or perhaps a pirate. I want to assure you, you have no fear of this, because you're dealing with supernatural powers beyond our understanding. They don't need to have a special day to bother us, to corrupt our little minds. Halloween, they say, was caused because of the Druids. Now, I'm not a master of geography, but the Druids were over here, and Christianity was here, far apart from one another. So Halloween had nothing really to do with the Druids. Instead, it was a church holiday, one to pray for souls departed, people we loved, and then the other was to pray to saints, people that we believe to be in heaven. Two religious holidays, All Souls and All Saints Days, right next to each other. So there, that's solved. Now, being old and getting ready to take the final exam of life, which I discussed in an earlier video, when I spoke of the fact that we might be taking a final exam today, I thought I would elaborate a little bit more on this. So we have to discern these things. And it entered my mind, especially that's hard, when you have Alzheimer's, hard to do. But it entered my mind that in here there is like a shortwave radio connecting to the divine in our mind. That divine beings somehow can communicate to us on this channel in our mind. Sometimes it's a little like a CB radio for divine beings. And as you're minding your business, perhaps building a puzzle on the kitchen table, trying to figure out, I bought it at a garage sale, I wonder if all the pieces are here. And into your head, you hear a signal coming in. It says, hey, I got a good idea. Why don't we rob the 7-Eleven? I'll run in, I'll grab 2 cases of beer, and then I'll run out, jump in the car, and we'll take off, and then we'll have the beer. Now, you have to discern this message. Did that come from God? Perhaps your guardian angel had had too much to drink this morning. No, I think not. It may have come from the other power, the other divine being. May I say Satan? Now, you have to discern and weigh this all out. See, from where did that message come? Could it be Satan? So now you have to take action. Now, let's evaluate in those old movies where the karate guy, "Arrah!" and he's facing an army of people with AK-47s. Presto! All his karate training is meeting a supreme power, and he vanishes, God in the flesh. Sometimes things are beyond our power. So it is here, once you discern that I don't think this message came from above. So it's time to say, you know what? You can go to hell. Safe to say that to Satan. It's his home. But you might have to call on the higher power. But God, I can't handle this guy. Get him out of here. That's kind of a cheap way of equating what's going on up here. But I think we all seem to think that everything we hear up here comes from us, when I don't think it does. I think sometimes it comes from another supreme being. Now, we can't understand supreme beings. We really can't. I think of the astronomers as they looked up to the skies, and they explained everything that they could not see. And now astronomers have more powerful telescopes, and they look up to the sky and they see all kinds of things they still can't explain. But we realize the vastness of this universe. And if we think for a moment that all of these things in this huge universe, which may have as many galaxies as we have sand pieces on our beaches, we begin to realize, oh, how great thou art. And oh, to me, I am so powerless. We're not powerless. We have the power. You just have to use that radio up in your head. Now, I know that's a cheesy example, but I just want you to think and try to discern, from where does that thought come? Is it coming from me? Is it coming from my guardian angel? Is it coming from God? Or is it coming from, as I said on Saturday Night Live, could it be Satan? So don't hesitate. Ask for help. Call in the higher power. And life will go easier for you. But today, when we're faced with tremendous amounts of faith, lacking the essence of faith, it could be, possibly, end times. This could be the final exam. You know, there's one great sin, and it's to not be a saint. And here's where the rubber meets the road. It's time to get that act together and start listening to the right voices in your head. I've been an amateur radio operator for over 65 years, and I know that communications still happens, and sometimes the radio is built into your head, if you will excuse me.